Alright, Chris back again with some more Path of Exile, and today I'm continuing into Act 2. So, I'm gonna continue on with my Trapmaster, the Shadow build, and just continue winging it, and I also... I didn't look at all into what the bandits give, so as I make my way to them, I'll kind of read over what they offer and then decide to keep them alive or finish them off. So I usually like to go to the east first, mainly because pretty much everything you have to do, so if I take the east path, I can get everything I need over here, and then you continue on to the west afterwards. I like to go to the western forest first, and then finish off with Oak, because he seems to have such a ridiculous amount of health. I'm pretty sure that if you're going like a tanky build, then if you were to keep one of the bandits alive, he's the best one. He has so much health regen, and I think he also offers more health to your character as well. So when we get there, we'll check it out. But yeah, everything's going pretty good with this. So I have Clarity running, the fire traps, and dash. And I'm pretty sure that was it for the time being. So I have... Yep, just those skills, and Phantasm support I'm not really using at all at the moment. Yeah, if there was actually a link here, I would probably put it in with Dash. Oh, never mind, it wouldn't have worked anyway. Anyway, on to the game we go. So, from the last one, the traps were just starting to do so much more damage. Level 16 now. So here you look for the Great White Beast. He's in the only sub-area here. And yeah, you can see the traps are just really killing it. And they leave a nice amount of fire on the ground, so let's see how it works. Oh yeah, it tears through even the stone guys pretty well. So there's a crucible here. Let's get that out of the way after we pull off these guys. Strap leather? No, I don't think I even really need that. It does have evasion, which is pretty good, but I don't think it's really necessary. So, what did the wand offer? Increased freeze duration, that's no good. 30% reduced tribute requirements. Yeah, let's go for that. I don't know if it's going to affect anything else or just this. So we're going to go, let's go all the way to 100% and just see how we do here. Oh, I don't even have clarity activated. So... just had to remember to turn that on. Oh yeah, traps, even for these crucible guys, do a hell of a lot of damage.
Low on mana.
Wow. I didn't realize that the trap build was so powerful, but I mean, look at those guys just fade into nothing. Okay. Yeah, so far I've got to admit I'm liking this trap build. I feel like I kind of just winged it, but it's really paying off already. So there's only 2 exits from this path, or this area. One leads to the crossroads, the second leads to the den. And then the den usually puts me fairly close to where the crossroads entrance is. So if you find the den, there's no point in not doing it, because I think that the beast gives you, for finishing that quest, I believe you get one of the extra skill points, so there's no point in not doing it. Ooh, he was worth quite a bit. Alright, so to the den. Oh, we actually have a skill point to use up, so might as well use that now. Now, in the tree before, can have 5 additional traps placed at a time. Wow, the trap build is really adding up. Do I want to use that, or do I want to get over here first? Let's get the 5% chance to throw up to 4 additional traps. So let's go with that one. So when I throw out traps, it's just going to be like filling an entire area up soon enough. So one thing to know for the trap build is that it always, rather than throwing the traps where the enemy is, so if the enemy is up here and he's moving towards you, you might want to throw the trap a little bit in front of it. That way they run over it, because if you throw it where the enemy is, oh, what was that? We'll say, aim not where the enemy is, aim where it's going to be or something. But it does have a nice big area of effect as well. So it always helps to, if they get pretty close to you, you want to make sure that area is as unwelcoming as possible. Alright, now we're just looking for the Great White Beast. Okay, so a lot of the stuff that you see falling on the ground, it's not all that useful. I don't know if there is really a great staff build at this time, but I know when Path of Exile comes out, the Monk is looking pretty good. The Monk, the Huntress looks pretty good with the Spear, so they're probably really going to be expanding on what the weapons can do in Path of Exile too. I'm hoping that the same sort of love goes into putting Path of Exile 1, because claws don't seem like the most useful item to equip. Maybe I just haven't found the right build yet. Whoa, he dropped super fast. Claws don't seem that useful. The two-handed stabs don't seem all that useful. I mean, it adds more blocks, so maybe that's good for a Templar. But for every class that I've played, it doesn't seem to be the most useful. Well, it didn't really put me close to the crossroads. So you sort of have to guess where it is. I usually like following along the edge of the map, that way I can find the exits a lot quicker. And there it is. So crossroads, here we come. So the crossroads here branch off into 3 different areas. One goes to the Fell Shrine Ruins, the other goes to the Chamber of Sin, and then the final one. Oh. So we have 3 unique guys coming here.
Bring the beast in my sights, Exile.
So if this is your first time going through, either here or in the Western Forest, I think usually in the Western Forest, you come across Einhar, and what he does is there's areas in every map where you see the little icons here. They're the unique beasts, and you want to capture anywhere from 3 to 5 of them. Actually, I think sometimes you get 6. It depends on the area. But usually there's one of those icons is like a really deep red color, and that one takes a lot more to kill. I would say it's almost like a boss. So here's the waypoints. Yeah, if you follow the path, you can usually come right to the waypoint. I like to go to the Chamber of Sins first, and then... So for the Chamber of Sins, I think the waypoint is on the 2nd level, whereas for the Fell Shrine Ruins, you have to go through another area. You can usually find a waypoint every 2nd area that you pass through. So there wasn't a waypoint for the first area we passed through, but now that we're in the crossroads, there's a waypoint here, and then there's one for level 2 of Chamber of Sins, one for the Fell Runes, and actually there's one in the next area as well. But I think that's just because it's the last area of the little path there, so they put a waypoint there for you. Alright. And if you come across the cliff and you position yourself right, your dash, your blink, your fire dash. I think the only one that doesn't allow you to traverse cliffs is just the quick step, but that's on Ruthless, and I don't think it... I think that they have it on this as well, but there's not much point in using it because it's just an inferior dash, really. Oh, see, here's the red one. Even though it's just one of those little spitter guys, he has a ridiculous amount of health. And it looks like he summons that beast from Act 1, the one that the giant crab. And he swings at you and does quite a bit of damage if you let him, but we're not going to let him.
You are well prepared for the end.
Alright, so we've collected 4 of the 5 beasts. So there is one more. I just don't know where it is yet. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're just going to go to the Chamber of Sins, and then if we finish this quickly, we're going to use the...
I've seen some dark places in my line.
Yeah, just the logout method quickly. And then from there, we're going to go back to the crossroads, and then do the other area, and then go for one of the 3 bandits. So we have another level... Did we get 2 level ups? Oh. Alright. So we did get the trap, so now what we want to do is we want to start heading this way towards the trap mastery one. So we get more evasion and maximum energy shield. So shield is at 78 right now, up to 83. So we have that, and we have more evasion. So the Chamber of Sins is not really too hard to traverse through. I don't really know the layout too well, so I usually end up just kind of wandering around. I've got to say that I'm quite impressed with how this build is turning out so far. Alright, it's padded vest, evasion, energy shield. That actually might be useful. So Act 2 is not too long. It's just a few little back and forth spots, but Act 2 offers some pretty good things right now. Alright, so it wasn't to the left, so let's head up to the right. You know, I think I'm actually going to like this trap build. This trap build is turning out to be quite impressive so far. So we have... Let's finish off the wand, because I think that's what we started getting to, so we'll pick the color. There we go. So once we kill these guys off, the wand will require 30% less requirements for everything. So, right click to see, so 30% reduced attribute requirements. Nothing really seems to have an effect from it yet. At least not that I can tell. Anyway, enough of that. Now we're looking for the entrance to Chamber Level of Sins 2. Oh, here's the mini boss for this area, the Black Death. Gigantic spider. I wonder how humanity would actually fare if we did have insects that big. Would we just be completely dominated, or would we actually find a way to take them out? Yeah, anytime that you come across one of those groups that are encased in ice, you usually want to fight them just because they do offer something. So we don't really need the plague mask. The iron thieves, no, I don't think we need those. I usually prefer picking up the yellows, if anything. And the spike club, no, we don't need that either. Okay, so that clears out some inventory space. The fire trap levels up, so it's even more damage. So right now the fire trap is doing 95 average damage and then 217 fire damage per second. So it is just tearing through everything. Entire groups just melt in moments. Nice. Oh, okay. So yeah, there's the waypoint. I thought it was on level 2 for some reason. So I guess all my rambling about waypoints was just a waste of time. Go upwards, grab the waypoint, and then head over to the door down there. That's where it is. So with the Chamber of Sins, there actually is something to remember, that whichever... The waypoint is always in that big circular room. Whichever area the waypoint is closest to, if you follow that path down, that's where the entrance to level 2 is. I remember somebody told me that, and it seems to be pretty true. And it's not like it's going to be at the top of the circle room and then you're going to go down the bottom and find anything. No, you always follow it like an arrow. Alright, so now we have to find... I can't remember what it is you find here. It's either the hands or... It's something to open up the path from the forest.
No point in looking
And
back
another
now.
level up.
There's just death.
Alright, so
and
now...
a lot of it.
Okay, so once the little icon changes a little bit, then you know that you've hit the max level for it, or that everything you finish here will get you that new power. So now we have another 4% intellect and 4% dexterity. Until we replace these weapons, the weapon and the shield, and then we can start the process all over again. So it's not that way. So if you haven't done if this is your first time through, there's things called the trials that you have to go through, and you do those to get your ascendancy. Once you get, I think you have to do 6 for the first one, and then 3 and 3 for level 2 and level 3 of it. For each time you end up going through the trial of ascendancy, well, you need these trials to unlock it, and then you have to go through a mini dungeon, and then you get to pick your specialization. So we're going to be picking the... I think it's Saboteur for the traps. But you can choose Saboteur, Assassin, or I think Trickster for the Shadow. And each one has abilities that will really benefit your skills. So those little guys, the one like the green one that just disappeared there, it's essentially your treasure goblins, although they don't really offer very
Just
much.
need a moment to
And all the
catch
times
my
that I've
breath.
killed them, they seemed very lackluster.
That thing! It slaughtered everyone! Help me!
And this is where you come across another little mini boss, and you kill that off, and then you free somebody here.
I need more pockets.
No, we don't have enough room. So we get the Baleful Gem, which is used for something. Alright, so we're actually just going to use a portal, go back, sell some of this stuff, and then hopefully the crossroads haven't reset yet.
She is alive.
Okay. Now, you can actually pick something different here. Arctic Armor, Cold Snaps, Skitterbots. Skitterbots might be good. I think we're actually going to go with the Skitterbots. Yeah, let's go with the Skitterbots. Try something a little bit different. So we're going to set the Skitterbots to T, because I usually like the WER to be any abilities that I would use.
Going?
And the Skitterbots require 35% mana reservation. Clarity takes 61% mana. So we should have more than enough. Right. And now she is offering a new belt. Let's go with... Let's see what she gives for the rustic stash.
The spirit is strong in... Go with the spirit.
I gave the piety led us. Go with
I
courage.
have story for you. A good story, but not finished.
Okay, that's not important. Okay, I thought that the Great White Beast actually, like, if you finished it, you got a book or something. Maybe that's where the other skill point came from. You don't even have to turn anything in. Alright, so let's get Soul Thief. 10% increased evasion. 10% maximum energy shield. So that's a really good one. We definitely don't want to miss that. So, shield right now is 83. Evasion rating is 96, so that's not too high. But now if we put that in, 83. So 107, 12% chance to evade attacks, but shield is at 90. Okay, that wasn't a huge boost, but every little bit helps. And as you get higher in the game, those little changes will add up to much more. Alright, so there's one more beastie here to catch. Let's see if it's on the way to the Fell Shrine routes. So the roads here pretty much lead you the path you have to go. Alright, so the beast is not here. But because we were here, we've essentially reset the timer. So hopefully we can finish the Fell Shrine runes before it resets, and then we'll have one more chance to catch the beastie on the way to the... where the first bandit is. Alright, what I like to do here is generally follow the road, because the road leads to the crypts that you have to get to. And grab that chain. Actually should have cleared out the inventory before coming back here, but I didn't. And I have been leveling up the Arcane Surge, mainly because I wasn't paying attention. So with that, let's see here, dash. So I need to use 32 mana to get the the Arcane Surge, which grants 39% increased regeneration rate and 13% increased cast speed. And dash costs 9, so 9, 18, 27. So I have to essentially use it 4 times just to get that little boost in mana regeneration. Oh, it looks like Arcane Surge is active right there.
Just need a moment to catch my breath.
And there's another Crucible here, but we don't really need it because we have everything leveled up. Although we can use it on a different weapon if there's anything that looks like it might be good. So let's just identify all. Alright, so this, it does increase your damage by a fair bit. Let's see here, 30 to 46 as opposed to 5 to 9. I lose the increased spell damage, but I gain quite a bit more. So right now, 95.8. If we were to put this on, 91.1, but 232 damage. Oops, 232.7 damage for fire, as opposed to 217. So it's already a little bit of an upgrade there. So I think we're going to stick with the Scepter for the time being and just see how that goes. because the 20% increased elemental damage is going to be pretty massive, especially at this low of a level. Oh, and I didn't even activate the skitter bots. So there's the skitter bots. They're going to activate any traps that you toss out if they run over it. I guess not just if they run over it, but if any enemies are nearby. So there's the waypoint for the crits. I think there's 2 levels for the crits. And on the second level, that's where we get the golden hand, which we need for activating the next area. Whoa. Okay, so the skitter bots are really useful, especially for the traps. Okay, I could have sworn that I had it always attack without moving checked before, but I guess I didn't, so now I do. And this is the replenishing shrine, which higher regeneration for health and mana. I don't need anything there. Although, can I pick up the ringmail boots? If I do... If I make this little move here... Okay, I can pick those up. Although, I'm just going to go back to town, actually. And then clear out a bunch of stuff here. Alright.
Greetings.
So the boots, those are actually pretty good boots. I just don't have the gem slots, although if I were to... Let's see. So this is my trap. I could try and use one of them. Let's see. 2 green, a blue. I could try and use it on one of these, although very little. Or I could just use this here. I get an intellect, fire resist, cold resist, and reflects 10% of damage. So I lose some life. Oops. But if I use a link, hopefully. Shoot. Okay, so it can't be equipped. So no,
Goodbye.
Wasn't lucky there. But I have plenty of links in my inventory here. So there we go. Alright, so now I can move these to here. And then I can replace those crappy boots with this, which is definitely a lot better. The helmets. More to strength, more to armor. Increased rarity, lightning resist. That is a pretty good helmet. Pretty good gloves too. Okay, so we're actually going to replace most of this stuff. Clarity, let's put that in the wands. And this helmet, no. So this stuff we can pretty much all sell. We don't need that dexterity really, because it seems like we're more intellect based. So let's just clear out this stuff. Yeah, that wasn't really all that useful anyway. No, I don't want to sell unique. I like throwing that back in my stash there. And we don't need the greater life flask because we already have 2. And get rid of that ring. Okay, so that clears out quite a bit of space. Oh, we can actually sell the same one too. And the chain belts. Alright, so now let's just clear some of this stuff out of the inventory. And move you back here. Nope, doesn't have the right amount of space. So we'll just throw it in an empty slot for that for now. And that takes care of that. So summon skitterbots can level up. Alright. Back in the game. Yeah, another feature that's going to be great for Path of Exile 2 is that it's not going to take mana to reserve anything. It's going to be based on spirit. And you're going to get 100 spirit to start, but you get more as you go through the game. and you use that for your auras or your summoning things. That way you're not completely using up all your mana and you're stuck with like just a sliver of that little orb there. But anybody that plays this and has followed Path of Exile kind of knows what's coming. All I know is that there's just going to be so many good quality of life changes coming. And it's going to change so much for the builds. Yeah, I think the skitter bots actually are much better at setting off the traps. So that's going to be a really good bonus for this build. Alright, it looks like that's where level 2 is. So once we find the golden hands, then we can warp back to the crossroads and maybe find the last beast if it hasn't reset. If it has reset, then we're just going to head straight north and just forget about it.
Just need a moment to catch my breath.
Oh, it looks like Einhar is here as well. And there's 2 little beasties. And another level up. So with this level up, I can do a few things. I can either get the mastery for the evasion and energy shields. Let's see what they have there for it. So 30% increased evasion when you have energy shield. 20% increased energy shield recovery rate if you haven't been hit. Maximum energy shield if both rings have evasion modifiers. Oh, I'm being attacked. Little nuisances. Let's actually just continue on and try and get over to the trap node there. So a little bit more energy shield and a little bit more evasion. And let's see about getting this leveled up, shall we? So we just have to get to level 1 right now. There we go. So we're finished on Brutal. Alright, so we'll see in just a second what's that added to it. Okay, so adds 4 to 6 fire damage, and then we can get reduced attack speed, but so that one seems pretty useless. So I think what we're gonna do is go down this path. Yep. Okay, so we're gonna take the bottom path when we hit the next crucible. And there's 2 of the unique guys up here. So I think when you come across the first one, that's when Einhar appears. Yep, there he is.
Do not worry. We are friends now. We will be best friends, Beast, until we slaughter you.
So there's a total of 4 of them here. So yeah, it seems to be fairly random how many appear in each area, but it usually can be anywhere from 3 to 6. Usually 3 to 5, but sometimes you get a 6th one. No, we don't want that shield. So it looks like a second one is on the, or a third one's on the map. Gotta say that these traps are really good for this game.
We will be best friends, Beast, until we slaughter you.
So whenever you kill off some of these beasts, if you get all the ones in the area, when you go to the waypoint, you can actually see that your menagerie is unlocked, and there you can fight all the beasts that you captured and have a chance at an item or currency or a flask or something. And there's the red one. So just throw a whole bunch of traps there and just watch this thing melt.
Low on mana.
That was a great hunt, Exile. I
Yes,
now
it
will
was.
write a mighty poem about
And we got
it.
a cleaver. Alright. Yeah, at this point of the league, you don't have to go and pick up all the gems that you come across. A lot of times, they can, even if you have the extra tab, it can definitely lead to quite a bit of clutter. So there we go, we got our golden hands, and let's go back to town. And let's see if the crossroads reset yet. Hopefully they have not. We've already made it quite a bit away. Okay, so they did reset, so we're just going to take the path to the north. And that leads us right to the broken bridge. And here's our mini-boss guy. Bravalo. A giant skeleton with a big two-handed mace. But he's already down. In Ruthless, they seem to have quite a bit more health. It's either they have more health, or you're doing a lot less damage because you don't have all the gems to work with, and the gear is much harder to come across. I'm not exactly sure. I think Ruthless is, all in all, quite a bit harder. But, I mean, without the items to do a direct comparison between what you can do and what you're able to do in Ruthless, it's hard to really tell for sure. So, gold amulet, amulets. We don't really need to pick up that flask,
Just
and I like
need
to
a
follow the
moment
road
to
because the
catch my
road
breath.
leads you to the waypoint, and then from the waypoint, it's pretty easy to just find the next area. So we're going to try and get 100% for this one here, and just take the bottom path. So let's go all the way up to 100%. There we go. So move and cast, move and cast, move and cast. And just watch these mines tear it all up. Maybe the skitter pods aren't always the best thing. I think they're exploding a lot of the mines before the enemy's even in range. So he has fast shield recovery. And with as much health as he clearly has, it's not a good combination. He is almost dead. There we go. So we have the second ability, and we are just at the waypoint here. So the path that you're on doesn't always lead to the area that you're going to. What we're looking now is a set of stairs that lead right to the bandit boss, who's in a fortress. The bandit bosses are always in a fortress. I think it might be leading the wrong way at this point. Oh no, here we go. So, once you come across the stairs here, they're either going to be facing this way or to the north that you go up, but it's most often you're going to be going up the stairs that are leading to the right. What does
Your
Caitlyn
trouble.
offer?
I like that.
So you can choose increased attack speed. So I think we're gonna just kill him. So if we put a whole bunch of traps out and then choose to kill him and just watch them explode and do so much damage. Alright, that was a quick fight.
Sword swinging when all you need is one.
Yeah, look at if you look at the top left corner, you can just see that the traps, how many traps you have out at a time. And I think it takes 3 seconds before they detonate, or if somebody walks on top of them, then that's a quick way too. So we're gonna exit the character screen, relog in, and that's gonna put us right back in town, so we don't even have to go back to the waypoints. And now let's see what she has
You
to
are
say.
Dream Tender. My new name
Blah, blah,
for
blah,
you.
blah, 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 blah. Okay, that's not interesting. 2 more passive respec skill points. So we
Be
got that
kind,
finished.
if you can.
Alright, so now we are gonna just clear out the inventory before we carry on. Okay, so nothing here is really all that useful. This does add dexterity, which is nice. And cold resist, which we don't really need at this time. So we are not going to equip this. Because what we have is... it's already a fair bit. It adds more life. Evasion rating 31, energy shield 7. Yeah, you know what? Let's give it a try. But the boots can go. Yeah, they're junky. So let's just get rid of all this stuff. Junk. Burning arrow, we don't need that. Most of these gems, by the end of the game, you can buy them anyway. So we're just going to keep our inventory fairly empty. Alright, and we have a skill point to use up, so let's put that in. And we're almost at the next trap circle here, which has some pretty cool stuff. So 10% chance for traps to trigger additional time, 50% increased trap trigger area, 30% damage. So the stuff here is really going to make our damage spike. Right. And the next one we're going to go with is... I think we're going to go with 8% chance for them to trigger an additional time. So that'll be 18% with this ability here. That's going to be pretty big. And then after that... I don't know where I'm going to head next. But I'll figure that out later. So, we have a little bit more to go through with this act. We have to go... we go through this area, and then this area leads to 2 separate spots. You can either go to the Western Forest or the Wetlands. The Wetland is where we fight Oak. The Western Forest is where we deal with Illyria. And she usually has one of the best buffs. So let's finish this off. Let's see if we can get it all in one go. Nope, I think we're going to go all the way up to 100%. Yeah, these guys can be quite deadly. But now my traps seem to be covering a much bigger area, and they're increasing in the damage that they do. So, it's not nearly... I was going to say it's not nearly as scary as when you first start off the game and then they go and they kill me. This is why I don't really like playing hardcore. I like just mindlessly kind of playing the game, not really having to be too cautious about everything, because you already have to deal with that enough in real life. So in a video game, you kind of just want to relax a little bit. Alright, so he's down. There we go. So with this area, what you can actually do is, if you get close enough... No, I guess not. If you have the frost blink, you can usually just go right across where that bridge is broken. But I guess dash just doesn't reach far enough. So it looks like we have to take the detour. So the western forest is usually, if you hug the left side of the map, you can usually find it fairly easy. And then the waypoint is usually right in front of it. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab the waypoint first, and then head over to the western forest. And then after we finish the western forest, we have to do two things there. We have to deal with one of the bandits, and we have to deal with the spider. Okay, so it's not there, so it must be down. Actually, it might be up a little bit. So we're just going to check up here a little bit because it might just be north. No, I guess not. And I don't think it's over there, so I think we have to head south just a little bit. But if I'm wrong, then it just means more killing of these guys and more experience. Alright, so I guess I was wrong. So there is absolutely nothing in this area. That's kind of weird. So if we just keep following this path down, we should find the area to the wetlands, the waypoint that's in front of it, and then to the western forest we go. I seem to be having bad luck here. Usually I come across the entrance to the wetlands pretty quickly. Okay, so there's the waypoint.
Just need a moment to catch my breath.
And if the waypoint is here, then the area to the wetlands is usually fairly close by. Although I'm not seeing a door yet. So is this the one to the wetlands? Yeah, so the wetlands is right there. But we want to go to the western forest first. And there we go. So it took a little bit longer than usual. Go in. Alright, for this one as well, what you can do is if you follow the path down, you can find the waypoint usually, and then there's actually one other thing to do in this area that I forgot to say before, that the area that's in chapter 1 after you face the warden, and then you go into the next area and hide goes and blocks your path. Here you can actually find the person that has the stone, the thermatic seal, and then you can unblock the path, and then if you wanted to, you could walk back to Act 1, but there's really no point because now we out-level that area, and it's not like you can't just take the waypoints. So we follow the path down. We end up fighting a boss here. And there's also another thing for this area as well, where I can't remember it exactly, that if the waypoint is on the right side of the road, then Illyria will be on the right side. If it's on the left side of the road, she'll be on the left side. So we'll try and put that to the test. I could have it completely backwards, where if it's on the right side of the road, then She's on the opposite side. Alright, so this is where you fight your mini boss for this area. He has a bunch of guards here, but because our mines do so much damage and AoE damage, so we picked up the seal, we unlocked that, and then that leads back to Acton. So, if the waypoint is on this side, let's see if Illyria is on the same side as the waypoint. We're looking for another encampment. And Illyria's Martyrs. So if you come across spiders, you should be getting pretty close to the Weaver's Nest. But if you come across a bunch of Illyria's guards, then her camp is usually not too far. So it looks like might have had it backwards, because I don't see much of Illyria's guards here. And it doesn't look like there's an encampment. Oh, okay, no, I was right. So the encampment's right here. So Illyria, the buff that she gives is regenerates 5 mana per second, 20% global critical strike modifier, and 15% to all elemental resistances. So that's a pretty good thing to have. But I think what we're going to do is we're just going to kill her. Because we already do quite a bit of damage. The elemental resistance would be nice, but I don't think damage is going to be much of an issue.
Did the earth move for you, baby?
Finish her off, grab her amulets.
You hit the ground quite hard.
Okay, the shadow's actually pretty cheeky. Alright, so now we have to go to the opposite side, and what we're doing now is we're looking for the Weaver's Chambers. And the Weaver is a big, gigantic spider, like bigger than even the elites that we've seen around here. And you have to fight him and all his little children. Or her little children. So I think it's probably down a little bit more because it's usually just south of the waypoint there.
Just need a
There we go.
moment to catch my breath.
And what is a fantasy game without a spider's lair? It's pretty much a staple. You gotta have spiders and you gotta have snakes. So we're looking for another doorway here. And we'll use up the skill point before we fight the Weaver, because the more damage you do, the better. And I think being just a big chamber with a bunch of spiders coming out is actually going to be really good for the traps, because I won't have to move a ton, and I can just keep throwing them out, and the AoE is just going to take care of everything. Okay. Boy, these things just drop so quickly. Alright, so I'm not on the right path. Oh, another thing that you'll get quite a bit of later in the game is if you come across any items that have 6 slots and you sell them to a vendor, you get 7 of the jeweler's orbs, so I have just a bunch of those. Okay, there's actually the crucible here as well. Let's knock these guys out first. Just crushed it. Okay, Spout the Cascade. That actually sounds like it might be useful. And we can level up all the gems. Fire, Skitterbots, with Assembly, Dash. Let's not level up the Arcane Surge anymore. So if you right click, then it will stop appearing here. And say you want to level it up later, you can go into your inventory and do it that way. But we don't want to level it up anymore because I think level 7 is actually higher than I usually go. What else was there? 33, 12? No, we don't need that. So let's level up the last of this. Hopefully the last of this. So I don't think it's going to hit the max level even if we hit 100%. Alright, so we finished off, but we didn't get the extra level yet. So it looks like we have to maybe head upwards a little bit more. So hopefully the entrance to the Weaver's Lair is up here. And yep, I see a door. And you don't have to feel guilty because the world is definitely a lot better off without all these spiders. Okay, so use 2. 1, 2. So more trap range. I didn't realize this screech was so loud. Yeah, the fire effects on the ground here really help clear up a lot of yads.
Low on mana.
I remember the first time coming through here was actually on Ruthless. Like, it was a difficult mode to start with. And whenever you die during a boss, it gets 40% of its health back. And I remember dying several times, so it took a long time to get through this boss. This and the Jailer and Marvel took a long time. I think the worst definitely had to be Innocence. Everybody hates that boss. Okay, it's trap leather. Okay, yeah, just grab it all. And just sell it off in town. Okay. So strap leather. Ooh, that's a lot of evasion. More dexterity. Life regen. I lose intellects. What is my intellect at? 163? Yeah, that's not a big deal. So, actually... No, I don't want to change out those gems. I could use a chromatic one on the gloves. Yeah, let's give that a try. So yeah, if you use the chromatic gem, it resets the color. So let's try and get 2 green and a blue. Nope. There we go. 2 green and a blue. And then we can change out the chest piece here. There we go. It was a good chest piece, but it's time to upgrade. The helmets. It does add some good resistance, but we don't really need that. And yeah, let's just get rid of the rest.
What do you want?
Any rings? No rings to get rid of. Okay, so we accept that. That's done.
Return.
So we've got the Weaver down. We've got basically everything. So talk to Silk.
Yes.
And we can get another item, chop and mind damage supports. So that's a pretty powerful one. But no, we don't want that. That would be good for the traps, the ailments. Nope. Yeah, now you start getting some really interesting looking gems. So I think trap and mind damage support, I like the way that looks.
Piety would have. Farewell.
But we don't have enough space for it yet. So when we get a much higher socket item, like 4 to 6, then we're going to be set. So if we go to the riverways again, did the map resets? Yep, they're reset. So usually it's not too far from where the waypoint takes you.
Just
Okay, it
need a
might be
moment
up a
to
little.
catch my breath.
So we're just looking for the wetlands now. So the wetlands entrance is, yeah, usually right to the east of it. So here's where we take on Oak. So now we're looking for another settlement too, usually surrounded by the wooden log spikes. And then that's where we fight Oak, or maybe we'll see what he offers. But if you kill all 3 bandits, you get 2 skill points. If you don't kill all 3, you get 1 of their buffs. I don't know if that can actually be changed later in the game or not. But I think it's pretty much you have to know what you're doing before you even go in. So the entrance is right here. Alright, and Oak offers...
The half-wit and the horror dead. I never...
So 1% life regen, additional physical damage reduction, and 20% global physical damage. So that's a pretty powerful thing to have, but we're just going to kill him.
Low on mana. Now that's what you get for being still.
Yeah, Oak has
to a
pretty
knife
insane
fight.
regeneration, but if you have really, really high damage output, you just burn through it so quickly. So now all 3 of them are dead. We have the item from the Weaver's Cavern and I think the Baleful Gem is the other one. And once you have those, then you can poison the Ancient Tree, and then that opens up the way. The waypoint is usually pretty close to it as well. So there's the waypoint, there's the Ancient Tree, pretty close to it. And, oh, actually one thing. So you can travel to the Menagerie if it's a whole nother area that I guess was added a few patches ago, and there you can fight a whole bunch of beasts that Einhard gives you. So in this area, what we're looking for is a giant Val Orb that's blocking our path. So it's either to the north usually, or to the east. Or west, sorry. So I think we have to head north a little bit. I'm gonna try going up a little more. Nope, dead end. So, if you are being rushed, you have to find the orb here, and once you clear it out of the way, then if somebody is rushing you, you can port to the next area with them. If not, then you have to go through it anyway. Alright. So I think this might be the right path because it's extending fairly far.
Just
And
need
we're
a
gonna
moment
head
to
north.
catch my breath.
Yeah. If we come across any cliffs, the dash really gets you up there quick. Yeah, you can really tell that a lot of the designers for this game, they were part of the Diablo team, because you have your snake men, you have your goat men. It really feels like a lot of the same creature types are put in this game that you saw in Diablo 2. The only thing you don't see is, and it's kind of a shame that Diablo 2 introduced those thorny hulks, which was, I remember actually following the game as it was getting close to being released, and just seeing some of the trailers for this big hulking beast that came out, the Thorny Hulk. It was a really cool design. And it doesn't feel like Diablo 3 or 4 had any of that creativity to it. They're really going to make me explore most of this cavern, I think. Okay. Oh, this might be the way. Another crucible, good. I can finally finish leveling up this scepter. Can I get it all the way to the end? It's gonna be close. Yep, I hit the max level. So my scepter is beefed up as much as it can. 15% increased enemy stun threshold, 16% chance to double stun duration, more crit strike multiplier for spell damage. So my scepter's actually looking pretty nice now. And what kind of damage? So 156.4 average damage and 400% damage per second for the fire spells. So the scepter is really paying off. Way better than that wand was. I think wands add more spell damage and minion damage. The scepter adds elemental damage or possibly more chance to stun. Jeez, just look at these traps. Clear out a room. Iron Mask. Alright, so this is the Val Orb, or the Ancient Seal that we had to clear out. And then the door is usually
This
pretty
shadow is
close to it.
starting to
Yep.
feel a little inadequate.
So let's level up Clarity and Combustion. Clarity you don't always want to level up either because it starts requiring more mana. And if you don't have a lot to spare, then it can be a real hindrance. Or if your mana regeneration sucks. Alright, so we found the waypoint here. So this area is actually where you find your first hideout, the Dread Thicket. And if you clear that out, you get your first hideout, and then you can use that for plenty of different things. Hideouts I don't really use too often. I should probably use them a lot more because they're very useful, but I just haven't really invested a ton of time in there. Alright, so now we head south a little bit more. Nope, haven't found it yet. So this act is actually pretty close to being done now. Once we finish off this area, we're in the pyramid, we climb to the apex, fight the boss, and then that leads us to the entrance to the path to get to Act 3. And then once you go through the little area, you have to save Clarissa, and once you do that, you just head to the town, and then you can start on all the quests. So this is the Dread Thicket. That's where you find your first hideout. You just have to go in there, clear out the enemies. But once you do that, there's no point in doing it every time, as far as I know. So there's another Crucible up here, but we don't really need it because we don't have anything we need to upgrade. I do see some people, like, I remember when they first introduced this this thing, the Crucible mechanic. There were some things that when you hit the max level, it would give you something unique. Like if you sold it, you would get a Chaos Orb or something interesting. I've yet to come across any items that offer that. Alright, so the Bow High Buckler has leveled up now. Let's see what kind of luck what kind of bonuses it offers. Okay, so nope, that doesn't give any items. Yeah, like I said, I've still yet to come across anything that when you vendor an item after hitting max level, it gives you a Divine Orb or a Chaos Orb or anything unique like that. It's kind of a shame because when the season started, like getting a Chaos Orb would be massive. But now we're at the end of the season and Chaos Orbs are all over the place. We can take that Iron Scepter, we don't need to... Oh, and Coiled Staff, do we have room? Yep. So if we head north, hopefully the entrance is up here. Alright, we're in the home stretch now. Oh, actually, let's use up some of these points. So we can get our Clever Construction, 10% chance for traps to trigger an additional time, and 16% increased trap damage, so our shadow guy here is becoming quite the trap beast. So now there's a 10% chance for traps to trigger an additional time, and with the mod there, we can get that up to 18%, so a little less than 1 in 5 times it'll trigger twice. One thing I wish I could get, it's a pretty expensive enchant, is once you hit max charges, the Quicksilver one would activate. But man, that's an expensive one to put on. Alright, can we get those go high gloves? No. Unless we move a few things around. There we go. Done and done. Yeah, if you're constantly moving around, it's much harder for anything that's melee to hit you. Spells don't usually have the same bad luck. Like, spells can usually follow you even if you're moving, yeah, as long as you're in the path, that's all that matters. And strong boxes, you throw a bunch of traps around, and then just let it explode everything. Okay. So I think we're almost to the waypoints. We're getting pretty far into these caverns, yep. And then just work down. So we're going to go to town, quickly clear out the inventory. And then we're almost to the boss.
There's greatness in you. You say the Lord's... I'm so sorry. You
Oh yeah, so
disappeared.
killing off the
We
bandits,
nothing like
I got
this
2 points. So we can sell the ring. That's 14. It does add more intelligence. Add some cold damage to spells, which is pretty nice. I think this one might actually be better. I lose a little bit of elemental damage, but I gain 16% spell damage and 11% cold damage. Okay, so we're going to use that staff. This helmet's actually pretty nice too. So we're going to use the helm. And the gloves. No, we don't need. Strength is not really a big drawing point for us. Okay, so let's put on the gloves. Was it the gloves? No, it wasn't the gloves. It was that, and it was the scepter. And the gloves were not all that great, so we can sell those off. And that's good. 2 points to put in, so let's put in the additional trap, and then 30% increased trap trigger damage. So yeah, these are really, really powerful abilities. And one more level, and then I get increased trap damage, increased area of effect, and trap trigger area effect. So, man, my guy is becoming more and more powerful. Like, who knows how long the boss is even going to last.
There's one bright. Go with courage.
For all of it, the end of learning is the beginning of death.
Alright, so all that's left now is just to climb to the apex and take on the boss. Man, look at those traps just eat away at the enemy's health. This is crazy. And 18% chance for traps to trigger twice. So there is a crucible here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. Try and get the first ability in one go. They do hit very hard though.
Low on mana.
Wow, this guy does more damage than a lot of bosses. Well, he made us learn that. Alright, so we got our first ability for it. It adds physical damage, and then we can choose... Okay, so that's not very good. That's actually a pretty good one. And then... Okay, so we're just going to take the top path. And we have another skill point to use up. So now our... Holy... Our traps do so much damage. 325 average damage, 430 damage per second. Okay, so our fire gem is really killing it. Look at the fire just eat away at every enemy so quickly. Yeah, I think when the next season comes out, if my friend actually ends up playing, we're both going to go cold build. I'm going to try out the ranger. He's going to try out... maybe it's going to go with the witch. Like, make a frost witch. We'll see. But, yeah, with all the cold damage, just see how that goes. Minions? No, we don't need minions. Nothing in there. We just have to find the staircases leading up. So it looks like both paths that I've taken are wrong. Still haven't found these. I usually pick up the jewels because it's always good to check those and just see how they, if they offer anything really good. Okay, so we're on level 2 of the pyramid now, and I think there's 3 levels, and then the apex. Oh, and it looks like we have some beasties here.
Exile, you are a welcome omen.
Alright, we got the first beastie down, so there's 4 total here.
You hunt well.
But I think for this area, a lot of times I don't end up finishing any beasts that come because I think they can be on any of the 3 levels. So unless we want to sit there and search for it, usually it's better just to skip and go for the boss. I mean, it's not like when you reach the end of the game you don't find a bunch of them in the maps. And there's level 2. No, we're on level 2. This is level 3. So I think after this, it's the apex of the pyramid. And then we're all done. So there's the next beastie.
Been captured, beast.
Yeah, there's such a difference between the ones that are yellow on your mini-map there and the ones that are red. Because the yellow ones, you can end up killing it without even noticing. Okay, so I guess 4 levels. Fire traps, skitterbots, dash, swift assembly. So the point to leveling up dash is just how far it actually reaches. 21% increased travel distance, and it's level... I don't know. Yeah, the character's moving so much quicker now, and I know it's only Act 2, but it feels like this is really gonna add up quickly. So there's the Pyramid Apex, and let's use our last skill points. 30% increased trap. Trigger effects, or critical strike. Critical strike multiplier. Let's use the 30%. Yeah, we're just gonna get all the stuff for this tree, and then that's it. So we put our pyramid thing on the dark altar, and then this summons the Val Overseer. Oh, actually, as well, if you head back to Act 1 after you kill off the, open up the path back to Act 1, I think you get another skill point as well. Oh, okay. I think the boss is already down to less than half health. So yeah, there's a lot of movement that you have to do for this boss, or you can just put out some crazy damage and be done with it.
I need more pockets.
Okay.
I like darkness as much as the next assassin, but that was overdoing it.
So the boss takes a while to summon, and then you have to wait for the passage to open, and there we go. So before we get too far,
It's so good to be
yeah, we're in
back
Act
in the
3
city.
now. We're gonna go back to Act 1, and if you talk to Vestal,
Quite the lady.
A stranger there.
then you get another book. Alright, use that up, and that finishes that quest.
I thought you were a fool. Beware.
And I think that is...
Damn me.
Yeah, that's everything for
Farewell.
Act 1. Alright, so now back to Act 3. Check with the city of Sarn, sorry. And there we go. So, we do so much damage now. You know, I didn't think the trap build would actually be that much fun, but they activate really quickly once you get a few points in, and it fills up an entire area so fast. I actually wonder if some cold traps might be really powerful as well, but I'll check it out when I get there. So yeah, you have to kill this guy, and then that frees Clarissa here. And the first few times coming through, I was actually having trouble with Act 3 because I wasn't sure why nothing was starting. But yeah, you have to talk to that guy, you have to defeat that guy, then you have to talk to Clarissa, and then she meets you in town. So we're going to take the top path and go as far as we can. There we go, 100%. Ooh, that's an interesting looking character. Just a big, brutal looking crab. Alright, so we took that out, we got our extra points, and we are almost at the city. Alright, so Act 2 takes a fair bit of time as well, but we have all that done. If we look at our weapon now, so we went from level 16 to level 28. We got 15% reduced reservation efficiency of skills, so I think that means that Clarity and Skitterbots take less reservation up, and then we're just going to get the 6% increased dexterity and intelligence. So with that done, let's identify done. And I'll get back here later.
I don't think
but
I
this
need
is
to be
the
doing
city of
that right
Sarn. So here in Act 3 is where you can actually start doing your Ascendancy trip. The level that it recommends is level 33. But yeah, once you open that up, you just go into the Esperance Plaza. And I think that once you go... you have to actually activate the wave.
Of the Lord's labyrinth, within these walls.
So that's where you go to get your Ascendancy, and I'll probably be doing that after Act 3, just to make it a little bit easier. And then I'm going to choose the Trap Master, and then this is where you go. There's actually an arena here that I don't think I've ever seen anybody use. But you can go in there, and I guess if there's other players that you are partied with, this is where you can fight them. But like I said, I've never actually seen anybody use it. I guess people know about it and they just don't care, and that takes care of everything. So that's my Act 2 playthrough. I'm going to have Act 3 done pretty soon as well. Act 3 is another fairly long one, but I'm also going to try and get the Trial of Ascendancy done at the end of that. And yep, just moving through the game. Going to try and get as much done before Trial of the Ancestors comes out as I can. Maybe get through some maps and kind of have fun with that, but that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll have more uploaded soon. Like, share, and subscribe, or just, subscribe, because likes and shares, yeah, I'll take care of that. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a good night, and more coming soon. Bye.